Hello, Ytpc. It is Ethan Parsimonious Piper. It's Cobb Tuesday. Got my corn cob cob. Got my corn cob hat. In this cob, I am smoking some of John Cotton's Double Pressed Kentucky. I'm a huge H&H Bold Kentucky fan. This is growing on me too. Like it. I liked it right off the bat. But it's starting to compare a little more favorably to Bold Kentucky. Not going to overtake it anytime soon. Today, 6 questions for the 6th month. Thank you, Padre Piper, for starting this one off. I have been called out by a couple of guys to answer these questions. So, let's dive in. First question. Name a blend you'll never smoke again just because it was that horrible. Honestly, I'm not sure there is a blend that was that bad. There have been quite a few aromatics, particularly some of the bulks, that no matter how slowly I try to sip them, all I get is hot air. And that still may be me because there are lots of other guys who like those. But that doesn't mean they were necessarily terrible. I do taste the underlying tobacco, I just don't get the aromatic at all. Whereas with some of your higher quality aromatics, I have. And even some of the other bulks, like 1Q. Now, to be fair to Everett, I have not tried his favorite, Captain Black Grape. That might be enough to be called a blend I would never smoke again. Not sure. Number 2, name 2 blends you'd be okay with if they were the only ones you can enjoy for this time forward. Well, Bold Kentucky is going to be one of those for me. I could, in fact, smoke that all day, every day, if I had to, right now. Now, the other one, it depends. He posed this as sort of a desert island thing, although that's not how he initially phrased it. But it would depend on whether my wife got stuck on the island with me. See, if she wasn't and it's just me, my second blend would probably be Pirate Cake. That would give me a break occasionally from the pure Bold Kentucky and just reset my palate a little bit. Although a lot of people probably wouldn't think of Pirate Cake as a palate cleanser. On the other hand, if my wife is with me on the island, then I'm probably going to pick something like Carter Hall that I really enjoy and that she can tolerate. So on the days when I really don't want her around, Bold Kentucky it is. When I'm feeling a little more conjugal, Carter Hall. 3, name 3 blends you've never had or that you have had necessarily but aren't available anymore. Okay, like a lot of people, anything Frogmorton. Never had Frogmorton. There's a caveat for me in that McClellan's was really known for having fantastically high quality Virginias. I'm not particularly drawn to Virginias. So yeah, I would like to try the Frogmorton stuff, but never did. And so I don't really miss it. But I think that still qualifies as an answer to that question. Now, the other 2 are blends that are still here or here again, but lots of people talk about the original formulation. And for me, those 2, I would like to be able to try the original Balkan Sobrani. And the other one would be Bengal Slices. I'd like to see what people say the original didn't taste quite like the current one. I'd like to see the difference. Name 4 pipe smokers, dead or alive, that you'd love to have a bowl with. Well, for 3 of those, instead of picking a single person, I picked a category of people because it was too hard for me to really narrow it down to one. Now, in the past, answering similar question, I've mentioned C.S. Lewis and my grandpa. Yeah, those two guys would still be right up there at the top. But I thought, let's broaden out a little bit and say, who would I really like to smoke with? Well, a number of America's founding fathers were pipe smokers. It'd be fascinating to sit with one of them and hear their stories, hear what they were thinking as this country was being stitched together. Another category would be well-known theologians and Christian apologists, people like Spurgeon, Wesley, Lewis. Now, technically, Spurgeon and Wesley, I believe, were both cigar smokers. I'm not sure either one of them ever smoked a pipe, but you can forgive me for that one, can't you? Number 3, any of you guys out there in the Ytpc. I know that just sounds cheesy, but it's true. I would love to sit down and have a bowl with any of you guys. This is just such a fun community. The times that I have been able to sit down with other pipe smokers, and only this once a couple of weekends ago with the guys down there here in Raleigh, it was just a blast. A wonderful time of real fellowship and laughter. So that would be number 3. Now, number 4 actually is someone historic and an individual, and that would be Mark Twain. Probably could have let this dry out just a little longer. It's kind of a crumble cake, a little moist. Mark Twain, obviously a brilliant fellow, was well known for enjoying a cob and a cheap tobacco, and well, unparsimonious. Love to hear his humor in person. Moving on. Number 5, name 5 Ytpc presenters you'd recommend to a newbie. Now, I went back, I'm not really sure whether this newbie is a newbie to pipes or a newbie to the Ytpc. Either way, I think the 5 that I'm picking, I didn't say these are my 5 favorite channels, although I think every one of these has got to be in practically everyone's list of favorite channels and favorite people. But which channels would help the new person the most? And I really leaned toward the new pipe smoker. So, Mutton Chop. Everybody's mentioning him, and there's a reason for that. So, if you've been hearing everybody say Mutton Chop and you've avoided going to his channel, knock it off. Go visit, sub him, watch his old videos. It's amazing how much you will learn. Number 2, Mike at Briar Blues. Wealth of knowledge. He's getting mentioned a lot too, for a reason. Number 3, Cane Rod Piper. Now, Mike is a wealth of knowledge. He puts up informative videos showing you how he does cleanups and restorations. So if you are new to pipe smoking and are interested at all in estates, his channel is a must watch. He really does, he has a variety of content. It's not just pipe cleaning videos. He has his roadway rambles, and he also does a live stream on Friday night. Which brings me into the last 2 channels. Which will introduce you to the social side of pipe smoking, given that very few of us actually know any pipe smokers who live around us, unless we're related to them. So there are two basic types of social interaction online in the Ytpc. There's actually a third, but I'm going to go with the two main ones. And those would be live streams and Zoom/Google meetups. Now, for a live stream, yeah, you really have to, in addition to Mike and Mike, the last two that I mentioned who have live streams, you got to check out Volunteer Piper's page. Now, he doesn't put out regular quote-unquote videos very often, but he and Night Piper have what they call the Nashville Mafia, and it is a live stream, and it is hilarious. Now, live streams, you watch and you type. The second type, which gives you a little more social interaction, actually a lot more, is a Google/Zoom, and for that, I'm going to recommend going to All Briared Up. Now, when you go to this channel, you will be astonished to find a young man who holds Guinness records in both the number of videos that he can post in a day and the number of bowls that he can smoke in a day. John's a great guy. I'm gonna quit fiddling with that for a moment. John has Tumultuous Tuesdays, a live Google Meet. It's a hoot. It's nice to be able to sit there and just chat face to face and put a face to the names. Some of the guys are what we call, well, some people call them lurkers. That term never offended me back when I was one. So you won't really see them unless you meet them. And it's just a fantastic way to do it. Okay, I'm gonna try again. Fighting the breeze too. Last but not least, the sixth question. Pick on 6 people who have to do this after you. Well, I went through channels that I'm sub to, and I tried to find 6 channels that have under 100 subs, but have been either newly active or recently more active in posting videos. Because I'd like to encourage them to do this so that, 6 questions like this, that's an awfully good way to get some background on people and find out what they like, what they don't like, thought processes. It's just a really good one, Padre. So, in no particular order, here are the 6 guys that I want to call out. B-Dog Piper, JackM Pipes, Cory Wilson, Basement Piper, TexBroadway, and Hillbilly Piper. Now, I'm going to put links to all of those guys down below so that you guys can check their channels and see if they've done a VR. Once more, Padre, thank you so much for putting this together. Some people get annoyed by these chain things. I love them. I think they're fun. Of course, I think the same thing with the giveaway VR chains. I think they're fun. I enjoy seeing other people's answers and getting to know them just a little bit better through that. With that, folks, it's a muggy day here in North Carolina, but I still have something that I like lit. Light something you like. Enjoy your afternoon.